the treatment has to concentrate on the digestive tract. I have yet to meet an autistic child who does not have digestive abnormalities, digestive symptoms, because it is the beneficial bacteria which are the housekeepers of our digestive tract. They coat the whole surface of the digestive tract, protecting it from invaders, from pathogenic microbes and toxins that come along, and at the same time they convert the food that comes along into nourishing substances for the gut lining itself. So they are the mothers, the fathers, the housekeepers of the gut lining, of the gut's integrity and the gut's ability to digest and absorb foods properly. So when the beneficial flora is not there, because the child hasn't acquired it to start with from the mother properly, then whatever the child has acquired has been wiped out by antibiotics and other drugs, and vaccination has interfered there. The children's digestive tract, instead of being a source of nourishment for the child, becomes a major source of toxicity in their gut, in their bodies. So in order to help the autistic child, we have to concentrate on the gut. We need to clear out the old putrefaction, all the pathogenic flora from there. We need to re-establish normal bacteria in there, and we need to heal the gut lining. So diet is 80–90% of success, because a human digestive tract is a long tube. What you fill that tube with has a direct effect on its well-being. I don't know why gastroenterologists don't understand that. So diet is absolutely paramount. It's the number one intervention. And it is not a gluten and casein-free diet. It grieves me to see that gluten and casein-free diet has become the diet for autism, because it only addresses two toxic substances that come from the gut, the casein-morphins and glutamorphins. There are hundreds of other toxic substances pouring from the gut into the bloodstream and the brain of the child. All those toxins have to be addressed as well, and GFCF diet doesn't address those toxins. So we have to talk about a different diet, a diet which has been developed specifically for healing the gut lining and for re-establishing normal gut flora. And of course the beneficial bacteria have to be introduced in there with fermented
because they can
foods.
Handle those toxins in the intestines.
Absolutely, because the beneficial bacteria has an ability to detoxify, to neutralize heavy metals, the mercury, the arsenic, the lead, and other heavy metals, petrochemicals, and many other carcinogenic substances, and many other toxins that come from the environment or are created in the normal digestive process in the digestive tract. They absorb them, they chelate them, and they neutralize them. They render them neutral. So when the bacteria are lacking in the digestive tract, then it's unprotected. The child cannot handle all these toxins coming in from the environment.
Are you saying that you have not yet met one autistic child that has a normal?
I haven't.
I haven't. They simply do not exist. Autism is born in the digestive tract. Autism is a digestive disorder. That's what it is. And the concentration has to be on the treating the gut. Unfortunately, a lot of people get channeled into different thinking, into the mercury thinking and everything else, where digestive symptoms are listed, but they're listed in a long row of other symptoms as just one-off.
You can take the symptoms,
we're
though,
concentrating on the digestive tract.
and you can take the symptoms, though, and tie them. Like, for example, just recently in this conference, somebody mentioned that they have been testing children and that are autistic, and they have low levels of DHEA. Now, that's something I noticed, too, and I would love to have it verified. But why low levels of DHEA? You can trace that back to the fact that they're not because of the gut dysbiosis, the adrenals, which produce DHEA, for example, are not being nourished. The body, every single organ in the body has to be nourished. The brain has to be nourished. It needs fats, it needs minerals, it needs proteins in particular. And so the thyroid, the adrenals, every organ needs to be fed. And they can't be fed unless the gut is in balance.
That is one thing with the chelation therapies and such. The ones who have success are the ones who've worked on the gut first. That seems to be the record.
Well, we have a drink, the young coconut kefir drink that I was mentioning by taking the fresh coconut water and fermenting that. It's rich in sulfurated proteins and a lot of B vitamins. It's got a great source of potassium and sodium. It tastes great because you can flavor it. We put it in with other juices like cranberry juice concentrate, blueberry concentrate, pineapple juice, and so on. Add a little stevia to make it taste even sweeter, and we got kids all over the country, to my surprise, actually drinking it. But it chelates mercury right out of the body, but it does so many other things as well. And such a gentle way to chelate, because the other forms of chelation are actually leaving the body stripped of minerals, and our whole goal is to replenish the minerals in the body.
So how do parents get access to this, the product, the kefir? How do
Well,
make it
we
ourselves?
both of us have books that are amazingly compatible. We're just thrilled because we've met each other just a few days ago, and it's so nice to find somebody who's come all the way over from the other side of the
Absolutely, a
world
kindred spirit, yeah.
that's arrived at the same conclusions. So both of our books really have tremendous amount of information. I've got the Body Ecology Diet.
You should show your book, Donna. Yeah.
Okay, here it is, right here. Brand new cover.
There we go.
And
2 books.
Natasha's book too. I
To
think
read.
people should read both the books, and by the time they're finished, they'll be absolutely convinced that this is the place to focus, and they're going to get results. We have excellent results.
Absolutely. Fermented foods are wonderful. It is a traditional, ancient way of introducing probiotic bacteria in the digestive tract, because people didn't have refrigerators and freezers for centuries. That was the natural way of preserving foods. They used to ferment foods.
And I think one of the reasons that Natasha has arrived at this is she's from Russia. And Russia is
ferment
one of the
everything.
healthiest countries in the world. The children are
ferment
so
everything.
healthy in Russia. Do you have autism in Russia?
We do.
You do?
We do.
Well, they still have fermented foods, and it'd be interesting to know why they have.
Because we have the same epidemic of gut dysbiosis due to error of antibiotics and overuse of antibiotics.
And
That is
have
the
people
main reason.
abandoned the fermented foods? Because what I'm finding is in countries like Japan, for example, they're abandoning their traditional diets.
The new generations, unfortunately, are being channeled into, because after perestroika, all the Western way of living and the advertising and the commercial pressure came in. So young generations are eating much more processed foods than the older generations, and they don't ferment as much.